disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl? I'll go first. A man actually said that I just made the cut and I should be lucky because I'm the darkest girl he would ever talk to. Like, ew, canceled, immediately cut off. Like, another nigga had the nerve to say that I had small lips for a black girl. Like, do I just have disrespect being written on my forehead or something? Cause, like, what?
What's a thing a guy has said to you that made you realize he doesn't like you? I think if we spread the word, we can save each other's time. I'll go first, but I hope no one says this to you. So it was the afternoon of the day following our third date. He randomly decided to send me a picture of his dog just to show that he was thinking about me. So sweet. It's been seemingly green flags up until now. So I thought I'd respond with a cute message. OMG, she's the dog I've always wanted. And he responded with, and you're the bitch I never asked for. Yeah, I think that's when I realized we were on totally different pages. And I stopped seeing him shortly after.
Some men can be too much if you like them. How are you guys doing? Thank you for tuning in. Let's jump into today's gist. This one is another crazy one because some ladies, credit to the creators for giving us this opportunity to add our comment. Go down there in the comment section. Let's make these fun. Some ladies are out here, they are just like narrating the stories of how some men they have encountered with, how they insult them. You heard me right? How some men insulted their women. You know, we have talked about this before. Some men, if you let them, for sure, they are gonna like prove their ego side. But some women are getting it and they are putting a stop to it on time before it gets out of hand. You know what I mean? I am gonna be rolling your tapes. Let's listen to how some women feels about how this man just tricked them. And we are gonna add more comment at the end of it.
What's the most disrespectful thing a black guy has ever said to you as a black girl?
Honestly, there were so many that like it was so hard to choose, but I guess I'll choose this one because it had a profound effect on my self-esteem. So there was this black guy that I met and he worked at a fast food restaurant and he wanted to get to know me, so I gave him my number. And I told him that I wanted to get to know him face to face. I didn't want to be like texting buddies. So we met up before he had to go into work and like we were in his car talking, and that's all it was. He tried to kiss me and touch my cat, but I had left because I felt very uncomfortable. So after that, I unadded him from like my contacts and I was through with him. And he texted me later on and asked me why I hadn't been talking to him. And I was like, oh, you know, you make me feel very uncomfortable. And he was like, shut your bitch ass up. Like, you're just dark and ugly. Like, I was just using you anyway to get some puss from you because dark girls always give pussy up. Honestly, you're ugly as fuck. I wouldn't get with a tar baby like you. And he's actually darker than me. And he just went on to talk about how my complexion is, like, seriously ugly and like doo-doo. So that hurt a lot.
I've been with my boyfriend for over a year and everything's been great except for one thing. Every single day, at least once, he will tell me that I stink and smell of BO. That would just kill me.
Every few months?
Every single day, at least once. Like 7 days a week, every single day, he's going to tell her that she stinks. When we met, I showered every day, applied regular deodorant in the morning, brushed my teeth 3 times a day. Now I am so paranoid about smelling bad that I shower at least twice a day. I apply new industrial strength deodorant every few hours.
Oh, so this is so bad. This is so, she's doing the absolute most.
I have a reminder on my phone. So she basically has to put on deodorant and she reminds herself on her phone to put on deodorant. Perfume, and I brush my teeth anytime I eat or drink something that isn't water. I feel like I'm going crazy. I don't think I smelled bad in the beginning and I don't think I smell bad now. But I obviously smell bad to him, right? I'm that weirdo that keeps sneakily smelling their own armpits.
Okay. Imagine, you're just out at a cafe and then suddenly you're like...
I've been to the doctor and he said there's nothing medically wrong with me. It has honestly gotten to the point where I literally shaved my armpit. I shoved my armpit in front of my friends and family's faces asking if I smell bad. And they all say I don't smell like BO at all. One friend even said I smell too clean like a Lush store. I'm getting so paranoid. He won't cuddle or anything when he says I smell. I really don't know what more I can do.
I told you guys that everything a guy ever says to you, especially if he tries to pass it off as a joke, is a projection of how he feels about himself. Because get this, I'm sitting talking to this guy, and I didn't go out of my way to meet this guy. I just met him, okay? This guy's been working the same job for 13 years, which, whatever. You do what you gotta do. You gotta take care of your responsibilities. You need a job. I get it. That's cool. I'm not knocking the hustle. I just moved to New York City a little over a year ago. Like, I just passed my 365-day mark in New York City, okay? I sold all my belongings. I left Toronto. I moved here without knowing anybody because I want to be an artist. And I am being an artist. I've dropped 4 singles so far and performed 5 times. That's what I'm doing in this city. Anyways, so we're talking and he jokingly calls me a loser. Jokingly, right? And I've never been called a loser because I'm not one. So immediately I clocked it. He's calling me a loser because he feels like a loser. But I didn't let him know that that's what I was thinking. I just pretended I was offended. So I was like, why would you call me a loser? Immediately he goes into defending himself. It's just a joke. You don't get my sense of humor. I just won't make those types of jokes around you. And all that other bullshit that they be saying. Me personally, I don't project my negative feelings about myself onto other people because I don't have very many. And I also know how to be self-aware and understand that if I'm having negative thoughts about someone, it's a projection of how I feel about myself. So I don't say those types of things, even as a joke. I just do silent self-reflection later. Males don't know how to do this, and I've been telling you guys this, which is why they say these jokes, and they're really projecting how they feel about themselves onto you. You take it personally because you think that you're the problem, but you're not, and you never were. The only reason why you feel that way is because he wants to make you feel that way. I decided I wasn't going to be offended by that because I'm not a fucking loser. And I also decided to use this as an opportunity to remind you guys not to take these dudes seriously. And honestly, if he says things to you like this as a joke, just leave him where he's at. My ex was like that. I stayed with him for 3 years, and I promise you the straw that broke the camel's back was a joke. It was a dumb joke.
This man said to me made me not date for an entire year. Here's a tidbit about the worst date I've ever been on. So I match with this guy on Bumble, we meet up for dinner, and he just shows all of his red flags right away. You know, he's rude to the waitress, he mansplains a Moscow mule, he sends back his steak for being too well done. He was just vibe arsenic for a first date. I remember he also didn't ask me a single question, and then he didn't tip the waitress. Absolute deal breaker. So as we're heading out, I think he knows he's not getting a second date, so he throws his Hail Mary, and he says, hey, would you like to go hook up in the bathroom? And I was younger, not nearly as assertive, which I regret, and so I answered, no, I can't, I'm on my period. What in the earth, wind, and fire did you just say to me, sir? The audacity of this man to ask me that when he was just trying to salvage something, get something out of a bad date, but golly. Luckily, you guys, I was not a people pleaser then, and I said no and walked away. I wish I was bold enough to slap him across the face. How dare he? But yeah, needless to say, there wasn't a second date, and I deleted all of the apps after that. What in the earth, wind, and fire did you just say to me, sir? The
Posted, got my blood pressure up. This is the post. Look at the title, y'all. Me and my boyfriend have been together for almost 3 years. Our relationship is very healthy up until this comment, and I've always thought that I would have even hesitated to say yes if he asked me to marry him. We have arguments but have never anything too serious. Last night he blew up on me because I accidentally put a dent in his truck. When pulling out of the parking lot, he ended up calling me the hard R. I'm a black female. He's white. He has never said anything racist before and has apologized already, but I'm very hurt and honestly can't stop crying. He told me that schoolwork is stressing him out and that he took it out on me in that moment because the dent in his truck was just a cherry on top of everything shitty that's been happening to him. I know that he's really truthfully sorry. He keeps on repeating it and giving me excessive amounts of affection. Why is he touching you, girl? Why is he in your face? But I don't know if this is something that I can get over easily. What? Easily? You need to... I love him so much. This really fucking sucks. I know one of two things. One, I know you gotta be young. I know you have to be young because you can't be somebody grown and with some sense. I know you can't. And two, this is giving me you don't have a strong black support system. Because what are you doing? What are you doing? It slipped? That means that it's always been there. Like a slip up is when I accidentally say a curse word in front of my grandma because we like talking or whatever. And I'd be like, shit, or something. That's a slip, not racism. A hard ER? That is ingrained, sweetie. That's ingrained. It's always there. You got so mad that you went to racism and you're talking about you love him? Sweetie, and this is coming from someone who has dated plenty of white men. I've never had to think about that. And if one of them motherfuckers would have, I've never believed in like domestic violence, but the way that if that R would have rolled off the roof of their the way I would have uppercutted them, the relationship would have been over, because as soon as I put my hands on you, we're done. We're done. What are you talking about? Get up. Go home. Where's your mother? Go ask one of your black family members what you should do and then come back and tell us. Because I know you on TikTok. Please come back and tell us what they said. If you don't get up and leave this white man, girl, what?
Please comment the meanest things a guy has said to you. It's for research purposes and I'm being serious. So here we go.
The meanest thing a guy has said to you.
So thank you for sending that in to me. And yeah. I usually only date models, so I'm actually showing you I care by making an exception for you. That is dread. That is dread.
Yes, it is, fam.
That's dread.
I don't know where some man get away with their lock. I don't know how they get away with it.
They can't live in major cities.
Oh, no,
major city yachts won't let that run.
Yeah, they'll shoot up and spit you out.
Yeah, this must be like Durham and them sites. Because there's no way you're telling that to a London chick or a Brom chick or a Manny chick. They'll bang you in your face.
She'll
Exactly.
pop your lip.
Exactly. This is a Durham hoe. For sure. For sure. It has to be. It can't be a major city hoe.
Yeah,
she's a Durham bitch.
I'm going to have a new kind of video for today. I'm going to read you things that my boyfriend has said to me in the past 48 hours since I got back to Tulsa. Keep pissing me off. See if that makes things better or worse for you. Why don't you sit down, shut your stupid mouth, and think of something to do? I'm very disappointed in you. I really need to hit you. Sorry for starting to care about us. Won't happen again. I'm going to block you until Monday. You say the dumbest shit. If I were you, I wouldn't say anything even remotely close to that again. I would tell you, but you don't deserve to know. And that's just a small portion. This man, we met in 2019. I love him. I absolutely love him. We went through a hard time, and we've been fighting for the last 3 years. Like, literally fighting. Arguing. Every single time we talk, it ends up in an argument, and after losing the love of my life, I thought that it was worth fighting for him, with him, and I met the love of my life and this man exactly 1 year apart. I was still with the love of my life when I met him. We had an open relationship, and the thing is with this relationship is it is not traditional at all. I'm going to block you until Monday. That is him he knows how much it bothers me, so he wants to do that to me, to feel like he's punishing me over this fight that we're having. And this whole situation is just, I will fight until the end if I love you, and I put in 3 years of fighting, and now we're here again. I went and stayed with him for 2.5 days this past week, and it was amazing. And I started thinking back, and I'm like, I think it was amazing because I was doing exactly, if he told me to jump, I would do it. And I'm just struggling with a lot of things, and I want a lot of things that I never thought I would want, and I feel like I am losing time, and I'm wasting what time I have, because he is not capable of giving me those things that I want. And so here we are. But yeah, really the one that bothers me the most is probably the first one. Keep pissing me off and see if that makes things better or worse for you. Because typically when he says things like that, it can get pretty bad. So I don't know what to do from here. That's where we're at.
My husband decided to be spontaneous and take me to the movies last night. And when we went to dinner afterwards, I was talking about how much I really loved the movie. It was so good. I was so excited to talk about it. And he looks at me dead in my face and says, "It was just a movie." And I immediately stopped talking. So the more I sat there and thought about it, I start crying. It gets really uncomfortable. And he tries to break the silence by continuing to talk. And I finally looked at him and I said, "That really hurt my feelings." And he responded, "It was just a movie." I said, "I was really excited to talk about it. You took me to see this movie on a whim. I've never heard of it, didn't look it up beforehand, and I really loved it. You picked a great movie." And I was so excited. And now I don't want to talk at all. Because why would I want to talk after that? And he immediately stops. He's like, "You're right, I'm sorry." And then he grabs my hands. He's like, "I'm not even being sarcastic. You're right, I'm sorry. I love when you get excited. It's just annoying sometimes." I recognize that he is trying and he is learning how to communicate with me. It's not an overnight process, but it is very painful. He's still new to his healing journey, so I just have to keep remembering that.
So put a finger down if you're dating this guy named Bobby. You guys have been dating for a little bit, but nothing too crazy, not too long. And you decide to bring him around your friends for the first time. So you guys decide to do a drinking game night where everyone is drinking. You invite your female friends and they invite some of their guy friends. So it's like a mixed group of y'all. So you and Bobby have been drinking, so have everyone else. And you and Bobby decide to go to your room. So you decide that you want to start giving him that hawk tour. And while you're doing that, he literally stops you and is like, "Oh, go get your friend to help you." This is your first time ever bringing him around your friends. And he says out his mouth, "Go get one of your friends to help you." I'm triggered again, and I don't even want to continue the story. I don't. I don't. And then what makes it worse is you literally start going "Why would you, that's inappropriate. Me and my friends don't do that. We don't move like that." And then he starts to try to gaslight you, and it's "No, this is just so you can have more life experiences. You think that's for me? This is for you. This is an opportunity for you so you can have more life experiences." Men are scary.
This is a true story. One of the worst things that a man has ever said to me about long hair. I have to share this story. I just can't. I've never forgotten it. This happened about 5 years ago. So I was 54, 55 years old. I was in New York City. We were at a cafe, and I'm with a bunch of friends. Now, we're all in our 50s. And I didn't know this guy. He showed up to have coffee with us. He sits down. He's 35, 40 years old. And we're all just gabbing away. We're talking. We're having a great time. And then all of a sudden, now, mind you, you guys, you all know, a lot of times my hair is pulled back in a ponytail. A lot of times it's pulled back in a bun. You can't really see the length of my hair. This day, I had it pulled back in a tight bun because it was super hot. And my friends that I was with, they all had pretty short hair. We start talking. We weren't even, the funny thing is, I was so shocked. We weren't even talking about hair. This is what he says. We're just talking about random things. I don't know, fashion things. He, all of a sudden, out of the blue, it's like he looks at all of us and he says, it's so good that you all, at your age have shorter hair. And we were all stunned. I looked at him and I said, "What do you mean?" I didn't say anything yet about, he's thinking, he doesn't know what the length of my hair. And I said, what do you mean? He says this. I'm not exaggerating. I promise you I'm not exaggerating. I've never forgotten it. He says this. "Well, the worst thing in the world," I'm thinking, the worst thing in the world? He says, "The worst thing in the world is when you're walking down the street and you see a woman with beautiful long hair, and then all of a sudden you get in front of her and you see that she's 45, 50 years old." I went, "What? That's the worst thing in the world? What?" He says, "Yeah, that's god awful." And he's sounding so disgusted by this. And I looked at him and I said, "Oh my goodness, couldn't you say that about anything? Couldn't you?" I happen to love long hair on a guy. I was so stunned. I was so stunned I couldn't say a word right then. I wanted to say, what if you're walking walking down the street and you see some guy with long curly hair and all of a sudden you get up in front of him and he's 70 or 80. So what? I have never been so shocked. This guy, I thought, oh my God, the judgmental attitude, the worst. Ladies, let me know in the comments what you think. I have never heard anything like this. I've never heard anybody say anything like this. I think it's stupid. I'm doing this video, I don't know, just to get, what do you all think? Like, it's a good thing I don't get offended easily. I just was so shocked by how disgusted he was by this. You all let me know. Let me know what you think. I'm sure in the comments you all are going to tell me exactly what you would have said at that point.
Has said to you that made you realize he doesn't like you?
I was in a situationship with a guy for 2 years. Please don't ask. And at the end of the situationship, he just ghosted me. Stops talking to me, unfollowed me on social media, not responding to my texts, my calls, nothing. I was like, oh, obviously I'm distraught. Like, what am I gonna do? So I'm like, I gotta keep it pushing. So I go travel the world for 4 months. I come back to Chicago, and he follows me back on social media, and then he sends me some text message like, hey, can we meet up to discuss XYZ? Because I had pitched like a little business venture to him, and he's like, let's talk about it, because he's an entrepreneur, he does coding, he was gonna build something for me, right? So, like a dummy, I agree to go because I never got closure, and I wanted to know why he ghosted me. So we meet up to discuss. I'm thinking we're actually going to genuinely talk about my little business idea, but no, he uses it as an opportunity to explain his behavior and essentially apologize so he can make himself feel better because he felt so horrible. Turns out he ghosted me because he met another woman that he wanted to date and actively pursue, even though we were in a situationship for 2 years, but that meant he didn't like me. I know this now. So of course the whole conversation, like, I'm in pain because essentially my feelings were put on ice, but now I'm like truly feeling them. I go on to say, like, you know, I kind of black out as I'm talking. Like, I'm not yelling or anything, but I can't remember the essence of the entire conversation. But I remember asking him, like, why was I not enough? And he goes on to say, well, I never dated you, Cheyenne. He goes on, like, I never treated you like a girlfriend or somebody I would actually date. Which honestly I think is fucking crazy to say because, okay, we're spending Thursday through Sunday together to some of the nicest restaurants in Chicago. We're doing tasting menus. And yeah, spending money, whatever. You're taking me on dates, like nice ass dates, but he has money, so I guess it meant nothing to him. You've been following me for a while. I'm referring to Airplane Bay, so I would be like, look, I just put some new gas into the plane. Let's go take a day trip somewhere. Like, what? We are traveling, vacationing together. We are meeting each other's parents. I met his mom. He met my mom. I'm hanging out with him and his friends. He said, I'm not taking... How is that not serious? Hear him say, I wasn't treating you like a girlfriend. I had men say crazy ass things to me in my day, but that specifically hurt because I really thought all those actions and all the time we spent together meant the man actually liked me. But I really think he hated my guts. Yeah, just because we did all those things doesn't mean I was actually liked you or was trying to date you. I hate that man.
It's a non-negotiable for me with dating, but I see it a lot in like hip-hop rap culture. My man does not get to call me the B word when he's upset. My man does not get to use profanity when he's speaking to me because he's upset. My man does not get to cuss me out, call me out of my name, call me all types of B's and hoes and whatever because he's upset. That is a number one non-negotiable for me while dating. Do not call me out my name. I don't give a damn what just happened. I don't give a damn how mad you are. I feel like that's the epitome of disrespect. Like, that's verbal abuse. You don't get to just open your mouth and say anything to me because you're upset. And I promise you, this goes for friends as well. Like, that's something that is a non-negotiable for me with everyone. I don't play that shit because I would never come out my mouth and start cussing you out and start belittling you and start speaking negativity on you and calling you bees and hoes and ugly and this and that. So I don't understand how some of you women allow your man to do that to you. And say, oh, that's just how we talk. Oh, that's just how we play. Ha ha ha, he toxic. That's how he talk. That's verbal abuse. How somebody acts towards you when they're upset shows their true feelings towards you. I don't even let my homegirls do that. So fuck my man doing it? Are you crazy?
Do if a man calls a woman an idiot? Like, honestly, it doesn't bother me because I know I'm smart and probably smarter than them. And if they call me an idiot, well, then who's the bigger idiot if they're with an idiot? That's when, if they think you're dumb, you can literally get away with playing dumb all the time. So it's going to work for you in the long run. Just like, oh, remember, I'm an idiot, so I don't know how to do that. So you take care of it. Oh, I'm an idiot, I can't do that. So you go ahead and take care of it. I mean, you can use it in your favor later on because you're an idiot and you can't do anything. So I don't want to mess that up, being an idiot and all. So you take care of it. Girl, I will use that until it can't be used anymore. I'm like, I'm an idiot. I'll mess it up. You got it. Go ahead. Take care of that. Okay. So we're just going to take everything and turn it to our favor. That's what we... Okay.
When we say things are happening, things are happening. Credit to the creators for giving us this opportunity to add our comment. Add your comment down there. Let's make this gist. Let's make it educational. Let's make it interesting. You know what I mean? Because as we've seen, that we have younger women that they are so much in love. You know what I mean? Just give advice on how to treat such a man, just in case if they encounter. I love the way this lady says, she said, just use it to your advantage. If any man call you stupid, use that stupidity to your advantage. If they call you dumb, use it to your advantage. You know what I mean? I think that's another good way that younger women they can handle it because y'all know when they are in love for sure they will. Some of them, not all, ready to take some nonsense from this man. And just like I said at the beginning of this video, some men can be too much if you let them. I'm gonna be leaving you with this last clip. I think it's very interesting. Add your comment down there. Let's make this interesting. And do not forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Right here we learn and we have a healthy conversation. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
Guy who does provide, but he humiliates you in public every chance he gets. What do? You ask him, why are you acting like this, talking to me, humiliating me? Then, girl, you need to humiliate him right back and be laughing at him. Or make him repeat it. Like, excuse me, what did you say about your mom? I couldn't hear that. Do you not know how to go back and forth with people? You can't be like, you're an ugly such and such. If he's calling you ugly and stupid, like, oh my gosh, don't say those things about your mother. I'm not saying about my mother, I'm saying about you. Oh, okay, I couldn't hear you. Okay, did you remember to take your medication? Okay, when we get home, make sure you take it. I'm not on medication. You know you're on medication. This is how you do it, ma'am. I'm teaching you. Learn. Take notes. He might not be on no medication, but then people don't know that. I'm sorry, y'all. He's not on his meds. He won't do it again. Bet you he won't. Bet you he won't. Girl, all you gotta do is act crazy. One time. Go at it right with him. Play your role. You can't be sitting there crying. You gotta act with him. You gotta get right up there with him and do worse. But in a nice, nasty way. I'm sorry, waitress. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everyone. He's not on his meds. Y'all know how that is, That's another form of manipulation out of necessity. If a man has the audacity to disrespect you in public, then you got to manipulate the public to see him in a different light. If men are tired of women emotionally manipulating them, then they need to just act right. You can't play fair in an unfair world.